The urge that you feel to watch porn is not proof that you're broken. It's not proof that something is wrong with you. It simply means that you just have a bunch of energy that's stored up within you that needs to be redirected. If you don't know me, my name is Krishna, and I help young men quit their porn addictions. One of the interesting things that I started doing when I felt an urge, and this was a couple of years back when I got into the whole nofap scene, when I was okay, I watched all the nofap videos, and they were like, yeah, when you get to day 90, you'll be able to levitate and shoot lightning out of your fingers, whatever that means. I got hyped up about it. I'm gonna quit porn. I'm gonna do all this stuff. I'm never gonna watch porn again. Porn is evil. All this stuff, right? One of the interesting things that NoFap promoted was resisting the urge, right? So when you feel an urge to watch porn, what should you do? Well, you should resist it, according to these people. I don't think that's the best way to go about it. And from my personal experience, if you fight the urge, all it's going to do is it's going to make the urge stronger, and it's going to make you want to keep watching porn. It's going to do the opposite of what you want it to do, actually. I would consistently always be getting to day 3 and then relapsing again. And then telling myself, okay, this time is the last time that I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to quit porn, and then I'm going to do all these things, and I'm never going to watch porn again. 3 days later, guess what I would do? I'd relapse again. And that cycle kept repeating over and over and over again. And I was, what am I doing wrong here? Right? I'm doing all the things. I'm taking the cold showers. I'm doing the push-ups. What's happening? Why can't I quit? Why am I stuck on day 3, day 4 of NoFap, right? The first time that I realized this concept of, hey, you can feel something without acting on it. The first time that I realized that simple concept, and again, I'll break it down into a little bit of more nuance for you. But the first time that I realized that concept, I was able to get from 3 days, every 3 days relapsing, to months without doing it. And eventually, it's been over 4 years since I last watched porn, right? And during those 4 years, I haven't touched the thing. That concept of you can feel something, but you don't need to act on it is crucial. It was crucial for me, and it's going to be crucial for you as well. And I'll explain what I mean. Urges, at the end of the day, are simply just body signals, right? They're simply just your body telling you, hey, we feel the urge, or we feel the desire to ejaculate right now, basically. Right? That's literally, if we break it down into the most fundamental level, that's what it means. It's a feeling, but it doesn't have to command your behavior. It doesn't have to dictate what you do when you feel that thing, right? It's a signal, it's not a command. The craving that you feel does not give you the right to give consent to that craving, right? You can feel hungry and not eat and not overeat, right? You can feel hunger, you can feel thirst and not drink and not eat. I know that might seem like a simple concept, but I don't think a lot of people realize this. Just because, and again, I'm trying to hammer this home for you, just because you feel something doesn't mean you need to act on it, right? And I think, and again, I'm not saying that I know everything, but I do think that part of emotional intelligence is learning to separate what you feel from what you do. And one of the interesting things that I found is that fighting the urges actually makes them stronger, and it makes them come back more, right? Because your brain can't exactly comprehend the negative of something. So if I tell you, hey, don't think of a pink elephant, you're gonna think of a pink elephant, right? As soon as I said the word pink elephant, all your brain remembers is the pink elephant, right? So if you keep saying, I'm not gonna watch porn, I'm not gonna watch porn, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do this, all your brain will remember is you and that. That's it. Stop trying to fight the urge, right? Because at the end of the day, that's you trying to kind of fight your own body. You trying to fight your own feelings. And your feelings are probably, they're going to win every time, right? Feeling the urge, feeling horny, it doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with you. It actually doesn't, right? It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It simply means that you're human. I think it's better to observe your urges, to simply feel them, and that's it. Right? You don't have to wrestle with them. You don't have to be like, this is bad. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. This is the last time. You don't have to say any of that. All you have to do is to be like, hey, I'm just not going to watch it. Just look at it and be like, all right, fine. This is just what it is. It's just a thing that I feel, right? That's it. You don't have to tell any big narrative behind it. You don't have to be like, this is bad and I'm not going to. You don't need to do any of that. You can just be, oh, I feel horny right now. That's it. I previously said in the last video that urges are basically just a form of energy, right? And so if you really think about it, what can we do with energy? Well, we can redirect the energy, right? I think it's unwise for a lot of people to waste the energy that you feel, right? And this is what NoFap promotes in a certain sense, and I actually kind of agree with it. But the way they go about it is kind of goofy in my opinion, because a lot of these NoFap creators will be, yeah, just take the cold showers, do the push-ups, do this, do this. When it's 11:30 p.m. at night, is that realistic if you really think about it? Now, if it's, for example, in the middle of the day and you got some task that you know you need to do, you need to do some, I don't know, some homework, for example, and you feel an urge, you can use that urge, the energy from that, and put it into your work, put it into the things that you want to do, right? But when it's 12 a.m. at night, right, and you feel this, what do? What would your future self do in that situation, right? What would the highest version of you do in that same situation? You can think about it like that. I think if you do think about it like that, you can say, oh, what will my future self do? Well, he'd probably feel it and then he'd probably go back to whatever he was doing, right? He'd probably actually use that as fuel to then, he would use that as fuel that would allow him to go further in whatever pursuit that he was doing, right? He would use that as a launch pad. If it's at nighttime, for example, you don't have to do anything crazy. You can just move around, right? You can just walk around. You can get up, you can bounce up and down a little bit, you can splash some cold water on your face, you can take a walk, you can journal, you can do whatever you want. You just need to move. You need to move with the energy, right? Actually, a good reframe for you is think about the urge as a cue to act your future self, to act the highest version of you. Just a simple framework for you when the urge hits could be label it, right? Just say, okay, this is what the urge is. Breathe, slow, 10 slow breaths. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Change your room, change your environment, right? Go to a different room, maybe take a walk. And then just move around for a few minutes. That's it. Nothing too crazy, no big over-romanticization. Because the thing is that quitting porn does not remove those feelings, right? It doesn't remove them. I feel horny all the time, of course I do, right? It's a sign of healthy levels of testosterone, of course. But at the same time, I can feel those things, but I don't have to indulge in them. I don't have to act on them. I don't have to create these mental fantasies about them. They're just feelings at the end of the day. If you are serious about learning how to quit porn, if you're serious about this, but you keep relapsing, you find that you only get to day 3 and you say to yourself every single time after you relapse, you're like, this is the last time, I'm finally gonna quit. I promise this is the last time I'll ever do it. I'm never gonna watch porn ever again. And then you find yourself relapsing a day later, 2 days later. I have a framework for you. It's completely free that you can use in real time to help you manage the urge, not resist it, but manage it. If you're interested in that and you want that, then you can go and you can click the link in the description down below. Take care, brother.